Welcome to the Smogon Draft Seasonal. Today I'm playing Najar and they have a very scary team. Their biggest threats are the Hydreigon, who can pretty much get a KO every time it comes in if it clicks the right move and has the right Terra. The other biggest threat is the Ursaluna. With its bulk up set, it might be annoying to deal with if I don't play carefully around it. For this week I decided to go with a Life Orb Greninja. They have basically no counter to the Asbin plus dual stab combo. As for the last move, I went for U-turn to get momentum up and Terra Wire to make the best out of its Battle Bond ability. Next is Thunderous. With its speed tier and coverage, I can cover breaking mons like Vandevas and Crawdon, and if I'm lucky enough, hit Ursaluna with Focus Blast. This week I decided to go with Rocky Helmet Overquill. With its Dark Poison typing, it is able to pivot into Mandevas and Jirachi, and with Rocky Helmet I can get some chip on a U-turn in Cinderace as well. Since my opponent has a Cinderace that could potentially court change, I decided not to use Spikes this week. Of course, Avalugg had to make an appearance. If I set it up correctly, Iron Defense with Body Press and Ice Spinner coverage can sweep my opponent's entire team. I picked Terra Water this time around to avoid being weak to Focus Blast, Fire Blast, and potential Flash Cannon from Hydreigon. Next is Jirachi, a support Pokemon tasked to get Stealth up and paralyze everything that it's able to with Thunder Wave. I also have Healing Wish for emergencies. I went with Cobbleberry as an item in order to leave a Dark Pulse from Hydreigon in case it's needed. Last but not least, Latias. I went with Choice Scarf in order to trick the fat Pokemon such as Mandibus and Ursaluna. Aura Sphere in order to hit said Ursaluna for consistent damage, as well as revenge killing Crawdon without locking myself into Draco Meteor. Thunder Wave is also a very nice support move. Without further ado, let's get on with the battle. Little story time. I know you didn't ask for any of this, but I'm gonna tell you anyways. I recorded this battle live, but the audio was so bad, it wasn't even worth uploading. And I looked at the recording like 5 times and I just couldn't help but thinking it was garbage. So that's why I took a little bit of time trying to face myself with narrating this, but it is what it is. In case you can tell, I got a new mic. I want to shout out my boy Joey for hooking me up with this. PokeMD, you know him. And yeah. So it's a lot better than what I had, so I'm very thankful for that. Very thankful to my boy. And yeah, a little disclaimer about this battle. This is probably one of the worst battles you'll see ever in Pokemon. Battle historians will teach this at Smogon University as one of the worst battles of all time. Mostly because of some stuff I did in the middle of the battle. You'll see when we get there. But yeah, I'm pretty sure I explained my team in the intro, so I'm not gonna do that twice. This is Terra preview, by the way, so I can see that my opponent's Terra team preview. They have a Terra Dark Hydreigon and Terra Ghost Ursaluna, and I'm just gonna lead up with Latias because it's the best lead against most of his team, unless they lead up with Jirachi, which is fine. I think I have enough counterplay for that, and yeah. I lead off with Latias, they lead off with Hydreigon. I just Draco first turn and they give me the Hydreigon. I don't know why. They have a whole Jirachi in the back. I was very surprised they just gave me that Hydreigon, but you know what? We take those. But that's not even the problem. They go to Ursaluna and I go to Avalugg to bait Terra Ghost. And then I Iron Defense under bulk up. And then I go for Ice Spinner. This is the bad part, by the way. I know full well they're going to Terra Ghost, but I still go for Ice Spinner instead of just going to Thunderous, which is the Pokemon I need the least. And that would have gotten like damage on this for Greninja later on and Overquill. So I think that was a very bad play on my part, not going Thunderous right off the bat. So on the next turn, they just crunch, knowing I would switch out into something that could handle that Ursaluna. So that was a terrible play on my part. And now I go Overquill, trying to bait them with Destiny Bond, but they see right through that and they just bulk up again. And knowing I cannot hit it, like I cannot use it again, they just go for Drape Punch. I guess they don't have a ground move, or they predicted me to Terra Water, but yeah. That just happens, and I just Toxic, and they go for bulk up again. My Destiny Bond fails, and they get a mean high roll with Drain Punch. But the Rocky Helmet damage and Poison is going to wear them down to the point where Greninja can just Revenge Kill with Dark Pulse. So that's very good for me. I'm also very surprised they just gave me the Ursaluna, but I guess they thought it wouldn't do anything else. And they sent in Augur Pawn, and I just go for U-turn, knowing I cannot KO them, and I just go to Jirachi. They go for knockout, but I do have the Kobo Berry, and I'm gonna get 2 hits with Iron Head and KO them. I don't really need this Jirachi for anything, so I think it's fine. And next they go to Cinderace. They KO me with U-turn, which is fine, you know. And they go to their own Jirachi. And here I confirmed that they're Scarfed because they were faster with U-turn. And here I think I should have just gone for Surf if they were Scarfed. And U-turn like they did to Cinderace or Landorus, I would have gotten a kill. But I Dark Pulse because I didn't want to risk them being like Calm Mind and me choking on that. So maybe in hindsight I should have done that, but whatever. Anyways, I U-turn into my Avalugg again, and here I go to my Latias thinking they would trick, but they just go straight for Meteor Mash, knowing they could just switch out the next turn if I decide to just Stera or something like that, and they could just trick me the next turn. So I think it was a good play on their part, and of course they get the attack boost. So yeah, I go for Thunder Wave knowing like I cannot do much against this Jirachi at this point, and now I decide to go for the Terra Water Iron Defense, and they're just gonna U-turn with their Landorus back into Jirachi. I didn't think I needed to predict anything there. I think I just needed to play it safe. But since Body Press doesn't KO Jirachi anyways, so this play I kind of had to risk them going for U-turn because it's pretty obvious, I think, that they're going to trick, and if they trick Greninja, I win immediately because then they cannot trick the Choice Scarf to my Avalugg, and my Avalugg was the last 3 Pokemon. So I think going Greninja was very safe, so that's why I just went there. And now my Greninja has a Scarf, so it doesn't die for a Life Orb, but that doesn't even matter because they didn't get flinched or parried. But we're in a good spot. Their physical Landers, they're not special. I was talking to Joey about this, and I was expecting physical, but he was expecting special. And they ended up being physical, so that's good for me because now, like, I would have exploded from Earth Power, I think. But anyways, they go to Jirachi. They trick me the Life Orb to maximize the damage they can get on me, and I just KO them with +2 Body Press. The power didn't matter. And now the last one is Cinderace. They're gonna Terra Bug. That's smart, so they don't die from Body Press. I don't KO. They live with 1, but it doesn't matter because they cannot KO me with anything. And this ended up being an Avalugg sweep, so that's good game. We win week 1, which I'm very grateful for. I think we played pretty nicely. We made a lot of mistakes during the game, but we take those. I think them giving me the Hydreigon turn 1 was very big. I don't think I would have won otherwise. And yeah, I think that was a good game. And the next battles will be recorded live now that I have a good microphone. Well, I did record the last one live, but it was terrible. But the next one should be fine, is what I mean. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed, and see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.